Hello and good evening, delegates. Welcome to Telemundo, the most objective, reliable, fact-checked, non-partisan and impartial source of information in the world. We hope you're safe from wherever you're watching this broadcast. It's me, Mario. Welcome to the news. We have a breaking update from the energy shutdown in Germany. Intelligence from the CIA shared with the German government revealed that the energy crisis was in fact a result of a deliberate hacking attempt from the Russian government. These outrageous actions from the Putin cabinet have been condemned by the international community and come at a moment in which tensions are high with the West, as the situation involving the arrest of American activists also unfolds. Russian security officials have arrested 5 American activists and 1 American journalist. These activists have been participating in the ongoing protests that have roiled Moscow and Russia since the start of the year. The protesters have demonstrated against a lackluster economy and have been invigorated by Navalny, the charismatic opposition leader. The protests, aimed at stopping a new offshore drilling site, has been contentious for activists for a while, and the issue has finally boiled over. President Biden has called for the immediate release and return of the arrested Americans, warning Putin that this is a red line he does not want to cross. Putin has not released a statement, though his security officials said that they were working diligently to keep the peace and maintain law and order. This story marks the latest bombshell in the increasingly chaotic diplomatic links that tie the US, Europe, and Russia together. In response to the power outages in Hamburg and Berlin, the German government has brokered a 2.3 billion euro energy deal with Russia. This deal will provide Germany with the Russian energy in the interim, but the government's actions seem incoherent, given that the original energy shutdown was part of a Russian hacking plot. Perhaps the German government likes to broker deals with the countries that hack them. It seems a bit weird to me, but that might be the German way to deal with things. Despite this much-needed progress with the energy crisis, the AfD party in Germany has seized on the bungling of the power outages to call a vote of no confidence. Merkel called the vote political theater, but insiders predict a close vote. The consensus in the Bundestag is that it may go through as confidence in the CDU is at an all-time low. French President Macron released a statement saying he had full confidence in Merkel's leadership during the crisis. A new development is now shocking Brazilian headlines. During the early morning of Saturday, a group of armed Guajaras took over a hydroelectric plant in the state of Maranhão in northern Brazil. The power plant provides energy to over 4 million Brazilians in the state, and it is being taken over now, puts their energy security at risk. Despite the Bolsonaro cabinet reaffirming its commitment to the Amazon situation, they have not been able to contain this situation. The international community now fears that direct military response to the indigenous groups might end up not only in violent confrontations, but in potential human rights abuses. A representative of the Guajara paramilitaries made the following public statement.
Nos llaman caprichosos, salvajes, que no entienden el desarrollo. Nosotros le decimos sí al desarrollo, pero sin poner en riesgo la vida y la tierra que nos pertenece. Este gobierno negligente nos ha ignorado, pero nuestras voces ahora serán escuchadas. Desde hoy, el 13 de marzo, nos levantamos en armas y nos declaramos autónomas a la República Federal de Brasil. Cualquier agresión del gobierno de Jair Bolsonaro será tornada como debida.
Bolsonaro also publicly locked out real-time reporters out of his own press conference, preferring to speak to international newspapers like BBC. The press conference was described as combative and conflict-driven, with top Brazilian officials at one point accusing the journalists of hamstringing their efforts in the eyes of the public. Press freedom is in highlights as Al Jazeera and the WSJ websites were taken down through a DDoS attack. Al Jazeera journalist Arely Navarro had disappeared while pursuing a story regarding the German power crisis. Her fellow journalists fear that she has been targeted to stop her reporting. Australia and India held a diplomatic summit. Reports indicate that they discussed Australia potentially buying the coal stranded at Chinese ports. The recent pollution that is plaguing the Brahmaputra River and generally strengthening their diplomatic relationship. China seems to have been a major topic of conversation at this summit. China has been dealing with some fierce criticism from the international community in recent days. NGOs sent representatives to protest during a cabinet meeting earlier today, sending the Chinese cabinet into a state of disarray, insiders report. Finally, a freak monsoon has hit northeastern India, happening very early into the rainy season. Experts believe that this change in the weather passage is caused by the rising tide of climate change. There are reports that Indian refugees have already begun moving into eastern China. That is all we have for this evening. It's me, Mario. Thank you and good evening.